Hello dear traders, my name is Ekaterina and you are watching the daily trading plan for the 3rd of April by FPS. As we can see from the economic calendar, there are no events with a high impact on the markets during the European and the American trading sessions. That is why it's recommended to trade on the market sentiment. At first, pay attention to the trade negotiations between the US and China. Chinese Vice Minister will resume negotiations in Washington today. According to the news sources, China has made significant progress during the last week's negotiations, and the sides have been working through the text of an agreement that can be presented to the US and Chinese presidents. More news on the positive progress will push the risk-weighted assets, such as the Australian dollar and the New Zealand dollar, to the new highs. If any uncertainty comes out, it will result in risk aversion. Also pay attention to the Brexit news. Reportedly, the British Prime Minister Theresa May plans to discuss the new Brexit plan with the opposition leader Jeremy Corbyn. She sticks to an idea to ask the European Union for the extension until the 22nd of May. The news supported the British pound. We need to follow the headlines today to see the further progress of the Brexit deal. Any disagreements will pull the GBP down. Now let's consider the charts. First, let's look how the Australian dollar has been trading against the USD. We can see that the pair bounced from the weekly pivot support at 0.7056 on the risk-on sentiment and has been rising towards the weekly pivot resistance at 0.7140. If the risk-on sentiment in the market continues, bulls will manage to break this level, and the next support for the pair lies at 0.7186. Otherwise, if any uncertainties in trade negotiations come out, the pair will slide below the 0.71.2 level towards the support at 0.7056. Now let's consider the 4-hour chart. We can see that the pair has managed to stick above the 0.7114 level and is currently targeting the next resistance at 0.7131. If this level is broken, the next resistance for the pair lies at the weekly pivot at 0.7140. Otherwise, we may see the slide towards the support at 0.712. The next support for the pair is placed at 0.7094. Now let's consider the chart for GBP USD. We can see that the pair has been rising on the Brexit optimism towards the weekly pivot resistance at 132.7. If bulls are strong enough, they will break this level, and the next resistance for the pair lies at 132.60. Otherwise, if Theresa May fails to find an agreement with the opposition leader Jeremy Corbyn, the pair will slide towards the support at 130.92. And if this level is broken, the next support for the pair lies at 130. If we look at indicators, parabolic SAR still shows the downward movement for the pair. Now let's look at the 4-hour chart. We can see that the pair has been rising towards the weekly pivot resistance at 132.7. It is currently testing the 100 period simple moving average, and if bulls are strong enough today, they will break the weekly pivot resistance and push the pair even higher to the resistance at 132.24. Otherwise, Bears will take over the market and pull the pair below the 131.49 level towards the support at 131.24. If this level is broken, the next support is placed at the weekly pivot at 130.92. Thank you for your attention. Follow FBS for more analytics.